Hey, I'm back, y'all. I just recorded a small little video downstairs when I was eating breakfast, but I couldn't hear the music at first in the background, and I hope it's not a copyright issue because when I had recorded that one little small little video, it was only like 20 minutes when I was in the McDonald's that time. When I finally got it to upload, it said copyright at the bottom. So it's like, I'm not trying to have no issues with YouTube because, I'm trying my best, to get monetized at this point. So anywho, so I just came back up into my room. Y'all, look at this beautiful view from my window because I'm on the top floor. I was on the top floor in my other spot too. Like I'm on the fourth floor this time, but it's like I love being at the top because you can see everything. And in general, I just like being at the top because that's just who I am anyways. What? Anywho, y'all better recognize, okay? So I haven't officially recorded because, oh my God, y'all. This weekend, oh, wait a minute. I should turn down the TV. Hold on a second, y'all. Okay, this TV is not that loud, but, since I'm trying to record, you know, I don't want it to be an issue. And I'm sorry, my tripod, my little mini tripod thingy is, this is my little, see, I already tightened both little pieces. And right now, this one, my little cradle that I have my phone in, is not trying to cooperate with me because I like it better. See, now both pieces want to start acting up. There we go. That's better. That's better. Okay. I had to do the lean on me real quick. Anywho, sorry for the technical difficulties, y'all. So, yeah, there was a lot going on this weekend, and I was so exhausted because I literally had to pack up my stuff and leave the hotel that I was just staying at. I was on the property for 32 days. Now, the extended stay, because there's an extended stay that's right next door, they already have it set up that, as long as you're on the property for over 30 days, when you go to pay, because I always try to pay weekly, because it gives me some breathing room and I don't want to have to constantly always have to worry about, paying my room rent every single day. But when my money is slow, like not slow, sorry, low, like obviously I don't have it like that where I can go ahead and pay, for the week or whatever, but I try my best, to pay by the week instead of just pay daily because it's annoying, and I don't want to have that stress hovering over my head of having to pay, daily. But at the same time, though, my situation is such that I pay how I can pay, when it's time for me to pay. So, needless to say, I was on that property for exactly 32 days. Now, last Monday, I had moved I was in room 339, which was right there over the restaurant. And then I moved from the Super 8 side, which is the red side, to the blue side in room 303, where I was right in the corner, on the blue side. So needless to say, like when I realized that the Jezebel was stalking me, I should have moved to that room, at that time, because I would have been way more comfortable in that second room on the blue side or whatever. Didn't have no problems. Couldn't smell nobody smoking weed in the room. So I still have to do the review, and I'm going to do the review. Trust me, trust and believe I'm about to do the review on this particular property, especially now that I'm not on the property. It's a whole bunch of elements that were going on. I'm dealing with, my former coworker, and then now it's a thing with the owner. Yeah, that I just met literally a couple weeks ago, and then my neighbor. Okay, and then I went ahead and I washed my hair, and I just twisted it up and put it in a little ponytail and everything because my neighbor on the second floor, she was like, I'm tired of seeing you with that bonnet on your head. I'm like, look, which, I love her. She's funny as hell. Look, Tracy's in survival mode right now, okay? And I'm still trying to get my mental right where I can focus on the things that I need to do for myself as far as, dealing with this situation with the crazy Koreans. And then now we're going to put the Indian people in this too, because what just happened to me was really messed up. Now, do I have a lawsuit in this situation? No, I absolutely do not. Okay. But at the same time, though, I was not being treated fairly. So I'm going to talk about it. You were talking shit about me behind my back when I was following the rules. Okay. I wasn't doing no illicit or illegal activities on your property. I wasn't rude and disrespectful. Even my housekeeper, like, she, was with me at the Belmont, and when I told her, I was like, hey, mommy, I'm about to leave. And I gave her a hug. She's like, you leaving? I said, yeah. She's like, no. She's like, don't leave. I was like, I got to. So I went ahead and I gave her my tip since they didn't want my $80. I had like $66 on my card and I had $20 cash. So they didn't want to take my $80 because they were trying to charge me $92. I'm like, hell no, I'm not going to do that shit. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I haven't paid more than $79 since I was on that property. And then now you're going to charge me $92? Yeah, because that was not what happened. And I'm about to talk about it, y'all. Hold on one second. That's my neighbor texting me because, I had only let like a couple of my folks know where I was, of course, regardless, like my best friend, I let him know where I was first and foremost, because I always let him know when I leave and go to another property, just in case something happens, like he's my emergency contact. So I always let him know first where I'm going, and then of course my folks that brought me here, they obviously knew where I was because they bring me here. They're irrelevant. I'm not even focused on them. And then I had talked to my little mechanic friend yesterday too, because it's like, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Yeah. Okay. There's a lot going on. So, oh shoot, dropping my candy on the floor. Lord Jesus. All right. So my Kay had gave me some candy, y'all, before I had left. So here's the last. It was 2 bags, and I'm down to 1 bag now. So anywho, so thank you for that. I had thanked you yesterday. I was knocked out sleep most of the day, y'all. Like I said, this bed, it's a low rider and everything, and this is a handicap room and stuff. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and stay for a couple more days because I like it here. It is so quiet. Like I had somebody beside me on the weekend, right? And I didn't hear nothing. Nobody's TV. I didn't hear nobody talking. I didn't hear nobody's door slamming. Like I haven't heard nothing. Yesterday I was in the bed all day. I was knocked out like I was calling all the cows, chopping all the wood. Like I was knocked out. I had woke up for maybe about an hour, just to I didn't really eat. I just like had a banana and some cereal because I had got 2 of the little the little cereals in the cup. So I had ate me the little bowl of cereal and a banana, and then I went right back to sleep. Like I was asleep all day. I was in the bed all day. Like that's how exhausted I was. Okay. So, and I got fingerprints all on the furniture. Anywho, so what had happened was, okay, like I said, with the whole thing with, okay, so let me just go to the very beginning. This hotel was the Knights Inn. Now it's confusing because now after the 2-year renovation, they just opened back up in the summertime. I believe it was like the end of June, early July. Now it's the Super 8 is the red side on the right side, and then the blue side is the Days Inn on the other side. Like I said, I've never seen that before. It's very confusing, except for like, like when you go to the fast food places, like, you might go to the KFC and it might be a Taco Bell 2 together. Like, I mean, I get that whole thing, but I've never seen it in the sense of a hotel. Let me just put it like that. Okay. So when I first got there, it was the black lady that was the general manager. She was really nice. Every single time that I saw her, good morning, how you doing? Blah, 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 blah. She was very pleasant. She was engaging. Okay. She would ask you, how you doing? Do you need anything? That type of deal. I feel she was proactive as a general manager because she worked the front desk. I have seen her, chipping in, helping in housekeeping. Like I said, anytime you interact with her, she was very pleasant. She would ask you, do you need anything? That type of thing. The only issue that I had with her, like I said, is when the whole Jezebel situation popped off, and when I realized it felt like she was really stalking me, which is not the first time. Okay. And she obviously don't know how to leave nobody alone. That's why I had to put the PO on her on the first place. So I don't feel like she was proactive about dealing with my safety issue once I had presented the paperwork to her, about what was going on with the Jezebel. Okay. So that's the only one thing that I did not like. As a general manager, I don't feel like she handled that situation accordingly. Like she was only worried about like the money aspect, like, oh, my only concern is I don't want the police coming up here on a sold out weekend, you know, possibly having to deal with the Jezebel or having to have her locked up. I'm like, okay, well, look, I didn't have nothing to do when she came up there in the first place. She came up there to speak to my former coworker. She didn't come up there to talk to me. She knew I was there, but she didn't come up there to talk to me. Okay. She came up there to talk to my former coworker, and I'm going to get into that too. But right now I'm just focusing on this one little topic. And then, every other topic, obviously I have to separate in a whole nother video. Yeah. So I don't feel like she took that situation seriously, but when I had met the actual owner on October the 20th, I went up there. I had told the girl at the front desk, I was trying to call Wyndham, to try to get a discounted rate because Tracy is still not working right now. Tracy is still unemployed. Tracy still don't have no unemployment. So I have to account for every single penny that I'm spending right now because I don't have no revenue coming in. All of my money is going out right now and I don't have anything coming in. So I have to be mindful of my spending. Okay. So I'm trying to, see if I can get like a discounted, I did have help, one of the churches did help me, so that was awesome. And then outside of that, I still needed help, obviously, because I haven't gotten back to work yet. And then it's like dealing with this stuff is hard to try to focus to even job search, to even try to get back to work because it's been so much crazy. Like my hair has been falling out anyways, but at the same time, though, with all the stress, added stress, like I feel like pulling my hair out because what happened this weekend should not have happened. Okay. So needless to say, I was staying on this property. I came the day that I was evicted was September the 18th. I came to this property on September the 18th. So when I had my U-Haul, and this will be a point for a whole nother video, but when I had my U-Haul, I got it on September the 17th. I loaded up my stuff, okay, and then I left before the sheriffs came knocking on the door. I had to unload my stuff all by myself. Y'all know the videos. If you went back and watched them, I documented that whole little experience that I was going through. Okay. And I was extremely frustrated and exhausted because, my one friend just happened to come and help me. And then, like I said, the folks that were supposed to help me didn't help me. And then my other folks were getting on my nerves. And it's like pulling teeth trying to get them to help. And then once I got everything loaded on the truck, I had to unload that motherfucker by myself. So it took me 3.5 hours. I was exhausted. You could see it in my face. Even like the other night when I did a video, you can see when I'm dead dog tired. You can see it in my face. I can see it in my face. Okay. So I had to pull stuff up out of my storage just to be able to put the stuff in the storage that, I had to bring for the Belmont. And because Jason lied and said that he was sending the exterminator to my room and he didn't. He sent Wilson, the little Spanish dude that don't speak no English, to my room with the ortho little thing. I was like, dude, I had already got some ortho. I was spraying my room myself with the Raid, the Vivo spray, and the ortho spray. That big old thing from the Home Depot was like $20. Like, I could do that myself. I did that myself. I was already spraying my room like the weekend when I left for my mom's birthday weekend and stuff. Like I sprayed the whole perimeter of my room and even outside, like inside and outside of my door and everything and all around, my air conditioning unit and stuff like that. I had already been spraying myself. But when the roaches were underneath the carpet, so when they're that out of control, he should have sent the exterminator to my room and he did not do that. Okay. So now I have roaches. It's a month and like it's almost 2 months later. There are still live roaches, in my storage. So I don't know what I could put in my storage at this point. I don't know, something maybe smelly or something to try to deter them, from being in my bin, but I'm not trying to have them run to other people's bins either, whatever. I never had roaches in my bin. Being in this whole little nasty situation in that nasty room with the Belmont is the reason why now I have roaches in my storage bin, which is nasty. It's so nasty. And anywho, so because like I do have boxes in there. My mom always said that the glue that are in those boxes, like roaches consider like caviar or whatever. So the stuff that I have in boxes at some point, because most of my totes and everything on the left hand side, everything is organized and it's standing up to almost the ceiling in a tote. But I have some boxes on the other side that obviously I'm gonna have to at some point get that stuff out of those boxes and put them into totes, to deter the roaches that are in there. And I guess if there's some in there, if they in the tote, at some point they're gonna suffocate, because if they don't have no food source, no water source, and they stuck in a tote, then hopefully they should suffocate or whatever. But I've been dealing with that shit too. So when this stuff happened this weekend, I had to, of course, pack up all my stuff and put my stuff, into my storage, or at least back into my storage. So anywho, so getting back to what happened, like I said, I already knew that this was going to be a problem, because the black lady, is smart enough to know that this whole little situation was not working out for her. So she literally quit like 2 Saturdays ago. So let me just hold on. Let me check my little thing. Hold on 1 second, y'all. My neighbor is asking where I was. So so I'm just letting her know where I am. So now so Saturday just passed. So Saturday was the 4th. So I think she quit on the 21st, because that's exactly 2 weeks later. So yeah, I believe she quit on the 21st. And I had seen her that day, not realizing until she had quit, until after the fact. Like I had talked to my former coworker like after the fact or whatever, and that's when I had learned that she had quit or whatever. So she quit because the so-called partner. Okay, so at the other place at the Belmont, I was dealing with the crazy Koreans. This place is owned by Indian people. Okay, so when Danny quit, and obviously she quit because you know this dude, he was supposed to be like the accounting manager or something like that. So when she decided to quit, I don't know if it was a promotion or whatever. He apparently is the owner's partner. So my issue at this point is with this dude, Sunil or whatever his name is, and then Sunny is the owner. So like I said, I literally just talked to Sunny on the 20th. Like I had told him about my situation, okay? And he seemed to be sincere. He was like, well, we want to make sure that you're going to be safe and comfortable. But that's not what I got from, the general manager before she left. But when I, got it from him, I thought he was being sincere. No, he's an asshole. Okay. He an asshole. And the other dude that's supposed to be the general manager or whatever the hell his title is, I don't even know what his title is and don't care. But I'm talking about it because, you have all of these people that have lived on your property for over 30 plus days, and even some people that have been there since y'all officially opened. Okay, you don't enforce the rules. You got all these people, these hood people coming, smoking weed in the rooms, smoking cigarettes in the rooms, and then you have like the restaurant and in the parking lot. You hear the loud noises from the motorcycles, vroom vroom vroom, coming through the parking lot. The people talking all loud. Like if you're on the front side and you're right there by the restaurant, yeah, you're gonna hear all that hood element. When I was in the other corner, I didn't hear nothing. The girl came in there. I had an excruciating headache the night that it was Thursday when I had to call Wyndham. I was on the phone with Wyndham over an hour just to get my points squared away. I had lived on that property over 30 days and still didn't get a free night. And I had to be on the phone for over an hour just to get my points squared. So I finally had enough points. It was 15,000 points, for me to finally be able to get a free night. And then I used that for my Friday, my Friday room rent. When I paid Friday, I used my points. So when I use my points, because my former coworker, because I would always go down there and deal with her because I'm accustomed to dealing with her, and I'm more familiar with her and all that stuff. And then it wasn't a problem with me obviously having my price matching. So the price matching thing is still an issue. Like, you have all these people that have been here over 30 days. They have done the price match. You said it was a price match. You do the price match, but it's not a 100% price match. I am VIP Platinum on Priceline because this is my fourth time that I've been homeless, like I said. So every single time when I would normally go and do hotels, especially when I was, when I had my car, I would only use my express deals. Sometimes I might be way out in Fairfax, somewhere. I might be in Bethesda the next day, or a few days later, I might be in Rockville. I might be, near Andrews Air Force Base, whatever. Like, the express deals, I would always pick the cheapest rooms. Like, I remember, like, the cheapest room. I remember one time I think they took me out to like an extended stay somewhere in Fairfax, and it was $43. So yeah, I had a car, so I stayed there for like, I think I booked like 4 or 5 days for $43. Yeah. And then even once they add the tax onto that and everything, the initial room rate was so cheap. So I was there for like 5 days, 7 days, whatever. Like, as much money as I had, like as many days that I could book for at that time, since the rate was so low, I booked for as many as many days as I could. And then with my express deals, because I'm VIP Platinum, it's like I get like a 10% discount, if I actually schedule an express deal. So I missed out on one. So I'm going to have to call Priceline to see if I can get, my little coupon back, because my one little express deal expired on Halloween. So, Halloween was just last week. So, so then I used one obviously for my stay here because I had to leave the other place. So the reason why I had to leave the other place is because the whole time when I was staying there, like I said, sorry y'all, every time when I start recording, my nose starts itching. Oh my goodness. Sorry. Anywho, so during the week, like from my Sunday through Thursday, I had not paid more than $70. I had paid between at least $65 and $75 a night. On the weekends, I had not paid more than $79. Okay, while the whole time that I was there, right? So I paid with my points on Friday, which, like I said, it was a huge headache the day before with me having to deal with the lady on customer service and stuff like that, just to be able to get my points accumulated. Like in 30 days, it shouldn't have took 30 days just for me to accumulate enough points just for one free night. That I think is ridiculous. Nobody tried to do anything to try to accommodate me in the meantime, as far as Wyndham, on the Wyndham side or on the management side, or just even the employee side, period, in general while I was there. I'd be like, okay, fine, but whatever. I had not paid $80 the whole time I was there. I was on that property 32 days. I never paid more than $79.75. Excuse me, the whole entire time. That was like 2 Saturdays ago, the day that the general manager lady quit. That was the most I ever paid while I was there. So then this other guy switches from, accounting into running he's supposed to be running the front desk, but you don't never see them. He's never there. Like I said, you would see the lady, you would see her all over the property. I would see her going down to the front desk. I've seen her upstairs on my floor. Like, you would see her presence was known. This dude just wants to sit at the desk, don't know how to run the front desk as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, my opinion, I don't think he knows how to run the front desk. And literally the dude we went from having a regular price match when the black lady was there to here it is the first week, and then even the second week, because she's only been gone now 2 weeks, that the new dude, or at least the dude that transferred from the accounting and is supposed to be the general manager or whatever the hell, I don't even know what his title is. And at this point, I really don't care. He literally is trying to raise people rates like $20, $30 from what we've been paying every single day. And then he even upped the weekly rate $100 from the rate that the owner had actually quoted me from weeks before. So I'm like, okay, dude, like, you're doing too much and you're not being fair. And then y'all still don't have the refrigerator and microwaves. You have it listed on the internet that you have a fitness center. There's no fitness center. I'm sorry, that's false advertisement. You have it on the internet that you have microwaves and refrigerators in the room. They don't have the microwaves and refrigerator. They just started putting them in the rooms this weekend. When I was leaving, that's when you see all the cabinets. I should have did a video to show the cabinets that were lined up. That Saturday is when they literally just started putting the microwaves and refrigerators in the room. So you literally have raised people's rent for like $20, $30, and you still don't even have a microwave and refrigerator in the daggone room. So I'm sorry, Tracy is here to, document and speak on any type of consumer issue, whether it's the Belmont, whether it's the Super 8/Days Inn or whatever, or any other hotel or any other restaurant or anything, because I had some issues with the KFC and the McDonald's and blah, blah, blah. Any other thing, any other place consumer-based related, I'm going to talk about it. If I feel like I'm not receiving good customer service, I'm spending my money. I'm spending my money all day, every day. Okay. Nobody can't say that Tracy don't pay her bills. I pay my bills. Okay. But in this sense, I was not being treated fairly. I asked, I was trying to get a discounted room rate. Wyndham wasn't trying to help me. The owner, I thought, was stand up. He seemed sincere based upon the information I had shared with him. No, he an asshole, because he gonna sit up there when I said, when I came down to pay my room rent that morning with my former coworker, it was like about 4:00 in the morning. She was like, oh, well, the room rate is $92. I was like, fuck that. I was like, even if I did have the money, I'm not paying no fucking $92 when I haven't paid more than $79 since I've been there for a weekend. That don't make no sense, and it's not fair. It's not fair, yo. It's not fair. Now, if everybody else wants to deal with that, that's fine. If everybody else can afford, the upgrade, well, it's not even an upgrade, the upcharge from this new dude that obviously don't know what he's doing, and obviously the owner is cool with him doing the upcharges. No, but Tracy's going to put her foot down and be like, no, that's not right. It's not fair. And even if I did have the $92, I still wouldn't pay the $92 because I hadn't even paid $80 a day since I had been there. It don't make no sense. And y'all trying to charge people more money. You have so many people, again, homeless living there, and you're charging them more money just because you can. No. And then you won't price match. And then you're going up on the weekly rates. Yeah. So I speak my mind. So I went down there when my former coworker said, oh, the rate was $92. I was like, no, fuck that. I'm going upstairs to pack up my shit. So when I came back down to see when the owner was actually coming, because he was on vacation, my attorney was on vacation this past week. I still can't even find out what the fuck is going on with my lawsuit because she was on vacation this week. And I'm very frustrated behind that. And it's like, so I have to deal with that. And then I'm dealing with this bullshit too. And then I had something else happen too. When I'm dealing with multiple things all at once in the same week, the same bullshit. I feel like I'm an octopus and everybody has a tentacle and trying to pull me apart 8 different ways. That's what it felt like. Okay. So this was a really stressful week. So yes, Tracy's going to stand up for herself. No, I'm not going to spend no more money than what I've been spending in over a month. Really? No. Y'all hear? I'm putting my foot down. No. Like my mama would say, not no, but hell no. Okay? No, I'm not doing it. Okay? So I went downstairs. Y'all know Tracy got a mouth on her. Everybody has a problem with Tracy's mouth. But see, the thing about Tracy, though, in her mouth, if you don't fuck me over, if you don't try to flim-flam me, if you're not poking the white bear, if you're not bothering me in general, then, you don't have to hear my mouth. I stay in my lane. I mind my business. I maintain low tones. I stay in my room. I'm not a criminal, okay? Tracy's not the person that you have to worry about. The crazy Koreans want the rat snitch at the front desk, selling drugs on the property, selling her body, or doing little favors for food or whatever the hell it is that you want to classify. Tricking is tricking. I don't care if it's for food, money, whatever. Okay? She doing all that. She's selling drugs on the property. She's stealing people's money. Yeah. So they literally about to have another lawsuit on them because they know, the front desk manager knows that girl stole that lady money. And they still not trying to do anything about it. But that's all right because literally I've been praying for justice. Like I could see our Heavenly Father standing on the top of the mountain like it's Mount Olympus, with his hands up, bringing forth all the blessing, all the legal justice, all the everything that I know that I had been praying for. I could see him standing on top of the mountain in my mind when I'm praying. Okay. It's going to take time. It's going to take time. He has a lot of his children that he's looking over. My mama always said, you know, like I always had a thing with patience. I told y'all, I've always had a thing with patience. In my older age, I've learned to be a little bit more patient. I've learned to fight my battles. I've learned to not always react in a situation. Because even like when the whole thing, when Mr. Sam came knocking on my door that day, when he said he wasn't going to tell me why I was terminated until I turned my phone off. Well, he literally busted back in the door, and knocked over the little air conditioner cover, knocked over my trash can. He got in my face and he reared back like he was about to hit me. That was a scare tactic. Yeah. But, they expect me because I'm Black and I'm a woman. You automatically sometimes get stereotyped as the angry Black woman. Now, is Tracy the angry Black woman per se? No, I'm not. But at the same time, though, I can hold my own and I can be confrontational if I have to. If I have to defend myself, then the pit bull will come out, the She-Hulk, the Tasmanian devil, the angry beaver, however you want to classify it, then yeah, it will come out. But do I act like that in my regular day-to-day? No, that's not who I am. That's not my exact character profile. That's not exactly who I am as a person. But trust and believe, my mama was a whole TNT. I'm a firecracker. If y'all think that I'm off the hook, my mama was like 1,000 times worse. So trust and believe, if you have to deal with anybody, you would much rather have to deal with me than my mama, because my mama was a whole stick of dynamite. Like, you had the whole little thing plunger, psh, yeah, psh, boom, yeah, that was my mama. I'm the firecracker. My mom was the whole big ass dynamite. Yeah, so there should be some folks that should be glad that she ain't here no more. But I mean, she is through me. But trust me, in my version, it's not as bad as my mama. Woo! Yeah, mama was way worse. Way worse. My mama would cuss people out just because I really think that she got off on it. I really think it made her feel better. You pluck her nerves just a little bit, you would get cussed out. My mama had a tongue like a machete. Yeah, she would Zorro you before you even realize what the fuck happened. Like, you stayed there looking like, what the fuck? Like, what happened? What's going on? Yeah, before you even realize that you just got Zorroed with her little machete tongue. Yeah, that's how she was. Now, is Tracy like that? No, I'm not. I'm nice and I'm sweet with a little angel face. Yeah, but I can handle my own if provoked. I'm all mama bear even without the cubs. Yeah, I can be that way if I have to, but I choose not to do that. Okay. Am I the angry Black woman? No, I'm not. I try to put as much positive vibes and energy into the universe all day, every day. That's why I stay prayed up, because it's too much spiritual warfare going on in the front, in the front side, like in the front and behind the scenes. And it's just a lot of stuff going on. I have a whole bunch of haters. I constantly have people lying on me and talking shit about me behind my back. Okay. So like I said, obviously Tracy is doing something right. Or, it took a long time for me to realize, okay, that my whole life journey has played out the way that it has, because I obviously have something going on through me right now. I have certain things that are being worked on through me right now. And it took me a long time to realize what is going on. Okay. I've always been more of a leader than a follower. Okay. I've always been like that. I've always been quick to stand up for myself, again, because that's what I was taught. My mom said, you don't let nobody take your voice away. Okay. Well, with me standing up for myself right now, not, allowing people to overcharge me when I haven't been overcharged for over 30 days. And then now all of a sudden you're trying to overcharge me. It's not fair. It's not fair. Now, do I have a lawsuit in this case? No, I don't, like I did in the other situation. But at the same time, I'm still going to stand up for myself. I'm still going to let everybody know that what you're doing is not right. Maybe other people won't stand up for themselves, but Tracy's always going to say something. People have a problem with my mouth. So the owner heard me on the camera talking about the dude. I said he was a butthole and what he was doing was not fair. And he heard me and he didn't like that. So he was like, don't have her come to my office. I'm not going to say nothing to her. So I'm like, so you see, I'm moving out my stuff. So he literally came to the property and was sitting there looking. You see my friend helping me carry my stuff out. And then I had unplugged my phone because my former coworker was blowing up my phone in the middle of the night. Knowing when I'm asleep, I don't want nobody bringing up my phone. Like, it's fine if you call my regular phone, because I always have my vibrate, like it's on vibrate or super, super low. And I'm a very sound sleeper. So when I'm asleep, I'm asleep. So if I hear the phone ringing, fine. But you don't need to be calling my room phone. So I unplugged it. And I had just plugged it back in, like maybe like 20 minutes or so right before I was about to leave. So then he had the white girl call, because she was the one that was working the front desk that morning. After the property manager already came right in front of my door. The door was open. He saw I was packing up my stuff. He asked me, "Are you leaving?" "Yes, you can see I'm leaving." "Yes, I'm checking out this morning." Now, this was maybe an hour before the owner was sitting out. My neighbor saw the owner sitting out in the parking lot in his black truck, driving by, seeing what I was doing. You see that I was leaving. I'm not going to stay here. First of all, I'm not going to stay nowhere where I don't feel like I'm welcome. That's one. Tracy comes in peace. I try to stay in peace, and I try to leave in peace. But I am only one person. I have free will to do what I want or need, or I feel that I need to make the decisions to do what I need to do accordingly. I have no control what other grown people do. I can only be held responsible for Tracy's actions. That's it. Okay? So, dude didn't like the fact that I stood up for myself, and what I said was correct. The dude was being a butthole. Both of y'all are buttholes, okay? Because both of y'all are cool in condoning the fact that y'all are charging people $20, $30 more a night that we haven't been paying. And homeless people don't normally have a whole bunch of money in reserve where they could even afford to pay an overage that they weren't already paying. It's not fair, y'all. It's not fair. That's why I'm talking about it, So just like with the crazy Koreans, me putting this video out and sharing my story about that experience, I'm praying for justice too, and I'm encouraging people not to go there and spend your money. I still want to do the review. I do, but at the same time, the management that's managing that property, they're buttholes. So I'm too, with my platform, am trying to encourage people, do not go there. Do not patronize that business, because management, they're buttholes. They're just buttholes. They're not going to work. They don't care about the customers. They only want the money. They act just like Mr. Sam. He money hungry. That property is nasty. At least this one was renovated, so it's nicer. But the bottom line is, they don't care what people they have to stomp on, what people that they have to mistreat or anything like that. They just want your money. Yeah, but if you encourage the consumers not to spend the money there, then how much money are you actually going to make? If the word gets out that y'all are some buttholes, and you don't have good customer service skills. The black lady was a better general manager. The black lady was more accommodating towards the customers. The black lady was actually working with people to bring the money in. So you want the drug dealers and the prostitutes and the people that are going to come in there and smoke weed and stuff. What was the point of spending all that money to renovate this hotel when it's going to end up just like how the Knights Inn was before y'all did the renovations? You might as well just kept it a homeless shelter. Like, what was the point? Because these people coming through, not following the rules and stuff like that, the place is going to be run down again, just like how it was. So what was the point? Like, I mean, to me, I'm an analytical thinker. So that gear, when it's churning, it's like, it takes a minute, before I actually get like a resolution, because I'm a problem solver. I've always been a caregiver type, and then I'm going to talk about that too, because people are still trying to flim-flam me and take my kindness for weakness and stuff like that. Yeah, no. I am a nice person to a default sometimes, but Tracy has learned her lesson. This bleeding heart syndrome that I call it, my bleeding heart syndrome, well, the heart's not bleeding anymore. Yeah. So like I said, Tracy is praying for justice. Okay. Tracy is also trying to encourage consumers, don't go to the Days Inn Super 8 in Woodlawn. Don't even waste your time. Don't even spend your money. Go to the Red Roof across the street. The roadway is nasty. I would never encourage anybody to go over there. It's nasty. Go to the the Motel 6 in Catonsville or something. Even if I did have the $92, which I didn't, because I had to take the U-Haul truck back. And like I said, I'll talk about it in a whole nother video. I just had to take the U-Haul truck back. I had $66 and some change on my card, and I had $20 cash. You know, so I would have paid at least the $80 for my room rent for Saturday. That wasn't sufficient enough because they wanted $92. Well, even if I had the $92, I wouldn't have paid it because it's the principle of the matter. I had not paid more than $79.75 for a Saturday. The day when the black lady left, that Saturday was the most I had ever paid since I had been on that property. $79.75. That's what I paid. That was the most I ever paid. And then you're going to try to get me to pay more money that I don't have. It was hard enough trying to pay the $70. You know, so my stay here, since they're not trying to price match. 1 minute you price match it, and then when the black lady leaves because you're a butthole, she had to cuss you out. And then my former coworker had to cuss you out. You know, at this point, it seems like they're establishing a pattern like the Crazy Koreans. Oh, you got a problem with the black people, so you running off the black people. Okay, that's defamation of character, and slander when you're talking smack about your employees behind their back. And I would just put it out there. All of this is alleged, okay, because it's hearsay. I'm hearing it through, the former coworker. Okay, fine. But I can speak on 100% about how, my tea is my experience. He was going up on the rates $20 and $30 a night. It's not fair. I am on a very tight budget right now until I can get back to work. But when I'm dealing with crap like this, it's hard for me to be able to job search. Like I said, I can't focus on a job and doing a good job if I'm still bombarded with this bullshit. But whatever, Big Mama is still handling her business. Still handling my business. And I'm going to stand up for myself all day, every day. I don't care if you some crazy Koreans. I don't care if you the Indian folks from India giving people a hard time and not trying to be fair and all that stuff. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. Nobody is above the law. Right is right. Wrong is wrong. And how you're mistreating these people, myself included, it's not cool. And like I said, I took a stand. You don't like what I had to say? A lot of people don't like what I have to say. But if you're not trying to flim-flam people, you wouldn't have to have heard Tracy's mouth. Period. So take some accountability. I understand you running a business, but based upon how you're choosing to run this business, okay, well, let's see, it's the slow season. So let's see how much money you actually make raising all these prices. Let's see how many more people that have already been staying there for months on end, at least 30 plus days. I already know of at least 5 people that had left. I already know of about at least the same amount of people that had asked for the dude's name so they could call corporate. Trust me, I'm still going to call corporate, and I'm going to call corporate on the other fool because he had my name in his mouth when he was dealing with my neighbor when she was being evicted and stuff like that wrongfully. But still, don't put my name in your mouth. I hadn't even been on the property, for at this point for like a month and a half. I went on about my business. I went to a new property. I was paying my rent every single day. I didn't bother nobody. I stayed in my room. Half the people that was working the front desk didn't even know that I was still on the property because I would never go downstairs. And when I did, I would go at night when I was dealing with my former coworker. Other than that, they didn't know that I was still there, But like I said, oh, look at the doggy. Oh, it's a lady out here walking a dog. It looks like it's a puppy. It looks like a black lab. It's so cute with a little blinged out collar. She must be a girl because she got a blinged out collar. And I can see that all the way up here from the 4th floor. It's so cute. But anywho, like I said, what happened to me was fucked up. So I had to leave. But no problem. No problem. Because why? Obviously, like I said in my other video, the good Lord obviously was closing the door. He did that. He removed me from the situation, one, so I didn't have to cuss nobody out because I literally was on the verge of doing that. Sometimes peace be still, peace be still, peace be still. Sometimes you got to be quiet. Sometimes you have to be quiet. Some people don't even realize that. There's times where I could go days without even talking on the telephone. Okay? I don't have a whole bunch of people blowing up my phone. I got 2 phones. I don't have people blowing up my phone like that. But you have some people that they obviously don't really have much else going on, and all they want to do is sit there and la 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 la. Yeah, I don't choose to do that. I mean, I will for a certain amount of time, but everybody knows, if you really truly know me as a person, in my older age, now that I am more mature, I don't choose to do the rah-rah. Now, I rah-rah if I have to, no problem, but I choose not to do that. If I have a choice, which we always have a choice, I choose not to be all rah-rah. I'm going to keep my pit bull at bay. I'm going to keep that little flame down here. I'm not going to let it like engulf my whole everything into like a whole huge inferno, because once I get amped up, it takes a minute for me to calm back down. I am truly my mother's child. My mother was I told you, my mama was the dynamite. I'm trying to tell you. And I try not to do that. Like, when I have to handle things, it's not easy trying to focus when you're trying to handle stuff when you're all rah-rah. Like, you can't even hear the downloads. You can't even receive the messages that the divine is trying to bring to you if you're all rah-rah, and fussing and cussing and all that stuff. Yeah. No. I don't choose to do that. What they did was not right. I'm trying to encourage the consumers to not spend their money there or at the Belmont. That's what, like I said, at this point, Tracy's job right now, I feel like I have multiple jobs right now. I'm trying to get this word out to not have consumers spend their money, at properties where these people don't care nothing about the customers that they're supposed to be serving. They just want the money. That's it. Okay, fine. No problem. But don't be a butthole, though. Don't be a butthole. Don't harass people. Don't be discriminatory. You're labeling people. Like, literally, if a black person comes in there, they're automatically being stereotyped. That's discrimination. Okay, that's discrimination. Black people have green money just like a white person, just like a Native American person, just like an Asian person, just like a Spanish person. Our money is green just like everybody else's. But you're going to stereotype somebody the moment that they, cross your threshold. That's discrimination. That's not right. Like I said, they're doing too much. So don't spend your money there. Go somewhere else. Like here, the people that work the front desk, it was a really nice, sweet Spanish lady when I had checked in a couple of days ago. Since then, like this morning, it was the 2 little black girls, the night auditor girl, and then the lady that came to replace her. Very sweet. I asked them a couple questions. They gave me my pen and everything that I had asked for. They had answered my questions that I needed answers because I asked 2 little questions. And like I said, I think I'm going to go ahead and stay here for a couple of more days because, like right now in my price line, like I said, because I'm VIP Platinum, right now. Hold on, let me take my phone was on charge. Right now, because I'm going to show it to you, okay? Since I had been staying at this property, the lowest price that has showed up on my price line in the 32 days that I was staying on that property, the cheapest was $48 because it was under my express deal, okay, for that particular property. All right, now you see it right here. Okay, I just opened up my price line. It's right here. It's right here on my price line. For the Super 8 today, it says what? Can y'all see that? $59, right? $59. Okay, so like I said, when I first got there, the cheapest rate that had popped up under my express deals was $48. Then from there, it went from $48 to $55. From the $55 right now, as you can see, it went up to $59. It says $67, and then that's crossed out. And then I get 11% off because of my VIP Platinum. Right now, the rate is $59, but they're not price matching. And then if they price match, they don't price match under $60. I'm like, okay, but then, so then what is the point of the price match? You're not doing a 100% price match. My rate is always under $60 through my Platinum VIP on my price line. So you're not even price matching to the total that I have under my price line. But like I said, the price match was not a problem when the black lady general manager was there. All of these problems have just been a thing since this other guy took over. And then he's the one who's money hungry, like Mr. Sam, and he's just sitting there trying to get all the money out of people. But you don't care what type of customer service that you're actually relaying to your customers. You just want to take the money and then you want to treat them like shit. That's not how it works. And my mama said, if you don't like your job, get another one. You obviously don't like dealing with black people. Just like Mr. Sam, he don't like dealing with black people. And you're stereotyping people the moment that they walk through that front desk. So I'm still going to do the review. Like I said, I'm still going to do the review. The review needs to be done. You know, there's other videos that I have to put out too. But like I said, it was a lot going on this weekend. It was a lot. Like, so I literally had to pack up my stuff, put my stuff back in the storage. Then I had to bring whatever little stuff that I needed here. I still didn't even get to do my Halloween video, which I can still do. It's not a problem because my videos are not in order right now anyways. I needed to rest. I had finally washed my little hair. I think I'm going to stay a couple of days because I want to get in that pool. Like, the whole summer, because Mr. Sam got rid of the pool and didn't even tell the residents that he was getting rid of the pool. The summer before, I was in the pool like every other day. This past summer, I didn't even get a chance to get in the pool, not once. When I went to the other hotel for my mom's birthday weekend, they had closed they had locked the pool area early because I probably could at least got 10, 15 minutes in the pool that first day. And then the second day, they said it was supposed to rain or whatever, so they didn't even open the pool. Yeah, okay. And it's an indoor pool. But it's fine because it's wintertime now. So at least I can still get in the pool, even though the weather has changed and stuff. So that's cool. That's one of the pluses about having an indoor pool. Okay, fine, no problem. I'll take my little thing, my tripod in there and, you know, um, get my little swim on. The heat just went off, so that's good. Anywho, so like I said, they're not price matching no more. They were doing it the whole time when the black lady was there, literally up until the point where she just quit 2 weeks ago. Now they're not doing the price matching. And then they're like, oh, we're not price matching on the weekend. Well, make up your mind. You're not price matching in general, and then you're not price matching on the weekend. Like, you're still not price matching. Sorry, my nose is again. You're not price matching. So it's like, I'm like I said, because I'm looking at this right here. There's an extended stay. I don't know if it's this one right here because I think they have 3, like in the area that I'm in right now. The extended stay right now, it's not even my express deal. It says my deals for tonight nearby, $67. So if I didn't want to stay here, I can go to the extended stay and it's only $67. Okay. So the Super 8 technically would have been cheaper, for today since it's, the weekday now that it's Monday, but they're not price matching anymore. So I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. Then there's another extended stay, $69. So the one is 67, this one is 69, which is still reasonable. It's still reasonable. Now, clicking on my deals for you. Okay, that's the same. That's the same. Okay, so then let me click on my express deals. Oops, wait a minute. Express deals. Yeah, so it varies, depending on what area I'm in. So when I was looking at the rates yesterday, well, sorry, not yesterday, Saturday, because I had to look for another place to go or whatever. So there was places that were like $51, $55 on a Saturday. So if I wanted to go a little bit further out, then obviously I could afford to go stay there, and pay like $55. So then this is like another thing that is messed up about these Indian people, because they're not trying to price match no more, and because they don't want to price match based upon the deals. Like I said, I've been standing there at the front desk when my former coworkers are answering the phone, and she tells them the rate because that's what the current rate is that these shysters, because they're shysters too, want. They're not price matching. No, we're not price matching no more. Okay, click. Then they're not coming. Okay, then you're offering the price match, and now you're taking the price match away. Okay, you want to raise your rates, Like there was two different guests that had both already stayed there before because they knew about the price matching. The lady was like, "Oh, I want to stay for 3 days," and then when she got quoted the price, for the 3 days, and she was like, "Oh hell no!" She's like, "Okay, I'm just gonna stay one night." So she stayed the one night and then she left. There was a gentleman up there too when I had went down there. This was like a couple weeks ago. Because remember, like I said, the whole thing, he did it twice in 2 weeks. He did it once the first week, and then he did it once this past week. So twice in the last 2 weeks is when he came out, talking about, oh, it's no more price matching and all that stuff. Yeah, but you've been price matching this whole entire time. You've been price matching this whole entire time. And then now all of a sudden it's a problem with the price match. Like you're not trying to price match anymore. Like you're losing business. Like there have been so many people that left, and I'm sure they're probably not even going to come back. So let's keep that momentum going. Since y'all want to be buttholes, since you don't want to be fair, since you want to talk shit. The owner literally was talking shit about me behind my back. Talking about, oh yeah. And then, like I said, this is all alleged because it's hearsay. But certain things I believe and certain things I don't believe. This is something that I do believe because the dude was caught in his truck looking to see if I was leaving. You know I'm leaving. You see me packing up my stuff and my friend was taking the stuff out to the car. So you know I was leaving. But don't rush me, because he had the white girl calling up there talking about, oh, we're just trying to see what you're doing. Y'all know I'm leaving. He can see me moving my stuff up out the room. See, that's what I'm saying. These are the bullshit ass games that people play. And then when people spaz out on your ass, then you're like, oh yeah, she was just an angry black woman. Oh, she banned for the property. Oh, don't let her back on here. Blah, 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 because she don't know how to act. Yeah, but see, I choose not to act that way. I personally choose not to act that way. Sanjay got, cussed out by the Jezebel and stuff like that when he went knocking on her door and stuff like that. But Tracy never did that. If he would have came up there knocking on my door by himself that time, that whole little situation that played out on the video, which I'm glad I got it on the video because it's proof. It's proof. I have the receipt that the man was harassing me because he was. So I finally at least had that one receipt to show the world that this man was harassing me and I was wrongfully terminated and I was dealing with that nastiness in that room. I was being harassed and discriminated against and bullied, and so you want to sit out in your truck and wait to see what I'm doing when you see that I'm moving my stuff out of the room. Why are you having the people call up there? You already had the person come to my door. He saw my door was open and I was already packing up my stuff. And then an hour later, you're going to have the girl calling up there. Okay. I had a lot of stuff in my room. It took me more than half the day to move the stuff from one room to the other room because I had a lot of stuff. And then over 30 days, you're accumulating more stuff. And I didn't have nearly as much stuff in my room like I did the Belmont. Okay. But I still had enough stuff. It took me a minute. Like, it's not going to take me just 5 minutes. I have to wait. I have to wait for my folks to come. Tracy does not have a car right now. So I had to wait for my folks to come and they're always late. So of course they were late because they didn't get there until like 11:30. And then it literally took me like an hour, until like about at least 12:30 for me to get all of my stuff, out of the room. And my housekeeper wasn't even on my side. I had to go walking, looking for her since they didn't want my $80, that $20 that I had in cash. I tipped my housekeeper. She's a really sweet lady. And like I said, I know her from the Belmont and stuff. So I gave her the $20. She works hard. I tipped her the $20. When I didn't have them do stuff in my room, which I always clean my own room, I don't ever have them come and do nothing. Give me my toiletries and my, maybe some clean linens and, maybe give me some extra soaps or whatever. When I have you come in here to change my bed, I tip them. Okay. I only had to do that the one time. Like, I was there for 32 days. It's just me. So the booty juice and stuff that's, on the sheets is just from me because I haven't had no company. Okay. I've been in my rooms by myself. Okay. And it's not like, I'm funking up the sheets or messing up the sheets or anything like that. Like, it's not a big deal. I'm in here by myself. So it's like, and like, I was in my new room for a week. So those other 3 weeks when I was in the other room, I had her change my bed down one time. That's it. Like, I clean my own room. Like, you don't have to come in here